Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
This is the only place to go for all things automotive, the award-winning In Wheel Time car talk show. Coming up, we're going to have another guest from today's show. By the way, we're coming to you from the 42nd annual Houston Auto Show. Mars, I think you were here for the first one, and you were 40 then, so that makes you 82 now. Is that right?
He was. There was a display of Conestoga wagons in the corner.
In the back corner,
in the back corner.
But, so what you need to do is ask Don, since Don's older than I am, what was here before that?
The Conestoga wagons.
Caesar and his horses.
Also coming
chariots.
up, Jeff's going to have the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy. Along with Mike out of this world, Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin. Our chief engineer, David Ainsley, got out of bed this morning. Didn't brush his hair, but he made it here, and he's our chief engineer. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day to get out and really enjoy it. Clear skies overhead. We've had a week of horrible weather here, and it's time.
Yeah.
Well, this particular past week. It's time now to get out, enjoy, and have fun. Air conditioned.
And this is a good place to do it, too.
So half of the arena, the NRG Center, is loaded up with cars. The other half loaded up with boats. And so you get a 2-for-1 here.
Yep.
Or a BOGO, as the girls call it.
A what?
A BOGO.
Buy one, get one.
Buy one, get one. So you buy a ticket.
And you get a
And
ticket.
not only do you get to the automotive show, but you also get the boats as well.
You betcha.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the twofer.
Are you?
Okay.
Okay, well, you just do that.
You
So
do
our
that.
guest now in the remote studio here of the In Wheel Time Broadcasting Mega Center is Jack's son, Jeff Nicholson.
There you go.
And Jeff is from West Point, Lincoln. I was going to say West Point, Lincoln Mercury, but I think that brand went away a few years ago.
It definitely did.
It did.
Definitely.
You're too young to know that. But, so now it's just West Point, Lincoln.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And Lincoln's back.
Definitely.
Yeah. How many models of vehicles do you now have?
We have 4.
They are?
The Corsair, Nautilus, Aviator, and Navigator, in that order from small to big.
Okay.
Oh.
I like that little one.
Yeah.
I like that little. Is that the biggest seller for you, or is it the Navigator?
The Navigator.
And the
for
Navigator, of course, it is.
Sure. Yes.
I'll tell you what. The last time it's been a while since I had one, but the seats in that Navigator, oh my God! It's like you took that your favorite leather chair that you watch TV and game with, and put it in a vehicle. Ooh, it's comfy. So where do you want to start? What's down there in the West Point? Well, it's actually the Lincoln booth. I assume that you're just manning it today.
Yes, sir. I'm.
You're not trying to sell cars down there. You are a product expert.
He's an educator.
Yes, definitely.
Well, in our language, it's educator. But that's
Edumacator.
okay. All right.
Oh.
So, Jeff, where do you want to start?
Well, so we have the 2025 Navigator over there on display. It is open for everybody to look at, sit in, play with. And we do have some salespeople over there that will be happy to answer any questions, even me as well. We're not going to push you to sell for anything. We're just going to give you some product knowledge and make sure that you have a great time at the Automotive and Boat Show.
So obviously, to me, in my mind, the main competitor is the Chevy Suburban, the Cadillac Escalade, as I like to call it, and the GMC version of it,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
And when you do your product review, if you will, for somebody that's looking at it, do you compare? Do you say, well, our vehicle does this and has this and priced this way, and if you're comparing it to the Navigator and comparing that with the Cadillac Escalade, here's what you're going to find in our vehicle. Do you do that?
Yes.
Because I want to know that.
Gotcha.
Because if I'm shopping the Navigator, I'm shopping the Escalade too.
Definitely. Yeah.
Aren't they priced competitively?
They are. The price of the 25 Navigator did go up a little bit, but it starts at $100,000 and goes up from there. But definitely is very, very comparable, or even better than the Escalade, as you call it.
Well, and because I want to know that thing, you know, and we tout on the show the really nice part about the Houston Auto Show is the fact that you can learn all of these things and compare these vehicles in one venue. I don't have to drive out to West Point and then go down the way to the Cadillac dealership. Plus, I don't have to have that sales pressure put on me. I want to come here and I want to find out about it. And that's the really cool thing to me about it. As long as I've been coming to it, which has been at least 55 years, because Conestoga wagons, you know, that's the nice thing about it.
Definitely. Yeah. I love it here. We have a ride and drive outside for the
Oh, you
25
do?
Nautilus. Yes.
Oh, for the Nautilus?
Yes, sir.
And where does the Nautilus fit in? Is it underneath the Navigator?
So it is underneath the Aviator. It is our midsize two-row
The midsize.
SUV.
Yeah.
So
Seems to me that would, well, that and the smaller one would be inching up on sales, probably because of the price for one, and what you get in it, because now you're competing with things like Jaguar,
yes.
Yeah.
correct?
Porsche.
Jaguar, Porsche, Cadillac, Volvo, all of them.
Yeah,
And let's not forget Buick.
Buick. Oh, yeah, Buick's creeping up for sure.
because he owns the dang Buick. That's why. So
Don't
there's
feel
that.
bad. It used to be Cadillac.
Yeah.
Now it's Buick.
That's Buick.
That's Buick.
Could be Lincoln.
Could be Lincoln.
It could be.
Definitely. You
We're
should
good.
definitely come check us out.
Yeah, down there at West Point.
Yeah.
Where is West Point?
West Point is off of I-10 in Kirkwood.
Right.
Okay.
So we also do have a Sugarland location, which is 59, roughly around West Airport area. So, and it's very nice down there. It's right next to the old Texas Direct Auto that used to be down there.
Right.
So
That's right. Yes, I know exactly where you are.
And which one are you at?
I am at the Kirkwood location in I-10.
Yeah.
So,
Well, business should be pretty good out there.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are the energy corridor of Houston. So,
Exactly.
And we got all those people
Now,
coming
do you
through.
live out there?
I live in Richmond.
Oh, not
Oh,
far.
my God.
Well, it's not far. It's
far
really
enough.
far.
On I-10?
Yeah, I-10 in Kirkwood. You
What
just-
time are you supposed to be at work every day?
9:30.
So you get up at
9:30.
4.
So he's at the tail end. So he's at the tail end of morning drive.
Yeah, and he's walking in with his tie, going like that.
Got to make sure it looks spiffy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. How long,
sometimes
how long have you been in car business?
almost 7 years. Almost
Really?
7 years. Yes.
And did you raise your hand to get in the car business? Where did you start?
I started at AutoNation, CDJR in Katy, and then just moved around from there looking at different cars. I worked at Cadillac, even Kia for just a little bit, for a week.
So when you were in high school, you said, "I want to be a car salesman."
I wanted to work in the car industry,
Did
not
you?
particularly a car
Because
salesperson.
that was me.
Yeah.
Because I was in high school, I wanted to be in the service department.
Gotcha.
Because I was in new car make ready at a place called Richardson Chevrolet. It doesn't exist anymore. But so I worked at a very, very busy Chevy dealer.
Nice.
And they sold a ton of Chevys.
Definitely.
And so, I started new car make ready, washing, getting cars ready to go out to the customer that just bought it.
Nice.
And then graduation came along. I thought, you know what? I want to get into the service side. So I was a service advisor. They sent me to GM training school. Learned a few things there and got skated on by all of the other people that were in the service department.
Yep.
And that didn't work out too well for me, but I learned a lot. And it was an interesting thing. It's not that way anymore. Dealerships are a lot different than they were back then.
Yes.
And the very successful ones, they got their act together. They know what they're doing. They have a lot more tools in the sales department. I mean, you got computers. You can shop what you're selling. You can shop around, see what other people are asking for.
Yeah.
It's an interesting market today, and to go into a new car dealership is an experience.
My first was a service writer at a Cadillac dealership in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And that was when you had 5 copies, press hard, to all the service writers, all the parts and things like that. Now you're getting to your computerized. So vast differences. And it didn't take long to get to the computer age.
But that's not where you started. You started on an assembly line.
Well, I started I worked for Fisher Body in the car industry on an assembly line. But so far as public and dealerships was the Cadillac dealership.
Did you have somebody pave the way to get in there?
I went to high school with a guy. His dad was the GM, and he worked in service, and they needed somebody else in service, so I applied and got it.
Nice.
So we rode together, high school, and all that stuff.
Yeah. That was kind of like me. I had a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a friend in the car business. You just went for it yourself.
Yep, I just went straight for it and said, hey, I want to work. I went straight into work, and I was like, let's do this.
Yeah. Well, you seem like a very approachable kind of guy.
Thank you.
So if I was going to buy a car, I'd rather buy it from you.
Oh, thank you.
Than some old gray-haired fart that is like, curmudgeon that's been in the car business all his life. Yeah, what do you want? You want one of those? Yeah, we got a couple of them out there in the back lot. You want to go take a look at them, see if you like something?
Sign this.
Sign right here. You want to drive it? You really want to drive it?
And speaking of that, we keep saying sign it and sign it. When I bought my vehicle, they gave me USB as all the documents. They don't hand you paper anymore, an envelope. They give you one of these. They give you a flash drive with all your documents on it. That's it. That's all your paper.
Well, what do you sign?
You sign electronically on the computer.
Yeah.
You just sign the screen.
With your finger?
With your finger or toe, whatever you want to sign it with, nose, and then they give you the flash drive at the end. Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yes.
That's the way you
See
do
there?
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's technology.
Definitely.
5 copies, press
this index finger doesn't work the same as a pen. And that signature on there, it's
I
like,
know.
whose
I
is
know.
that? Oh, that's mine with a finger. Doesn't work.
See
So
that?
how is? Oh, look at there. That's your granddaughter.
Yeah, my
oh,
granddaughter.
And there's your wife.
Yeah, and there's Donna.
Look, they made it in. They let you guys in this place. We told them not to, so somebody didn't do their job. But it's good to see you. Yeah,
She's wearing her A&M
Texas
shirt.
A&M.
Yeah,
Yes,
you see
I
that?
remember my daughter went to Alabama.
Uh-oh. Got a rivalry.
Yeah, there's that. So that's another story for a different day.
Yeah.
Anyway, how is inventory at your dealership?
We have a bunch of inventory to get rid of. All of our cars, we have like 50 to 80 Navigators. We just
Really?
Yeah. So we're trying to get rid of them. We do have 0% for 72 months, or for 84 months, it's 1.9.
Are they offering any kind of show specials? If you come back to our dealership, we'll give you X amount off, or come see Jeff.
No, but
and
they
we'll-
will give you a free tote bag.
Tote bag. Yes.
Tote bag.
Tote bag.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Those are ones that he stole from the other manufacturers. From the Kia. Here, let me go out to the car and open the trunk. I got one for
No
you
wonder
for the
he's a-
Jeep people.
He's a Kia for a week.
Oh, my God. You know,
We'll
your,
get you in trouble.
your boss is going to get this, and he's going to go, what the
Oh,
hell did
no.
they do to my poor salesman? They're going to, Jeff, could I see you in my office?
But see, he's
But
coming
I
back.
didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. I'm
was
so
that-
sorry.
He's an old guy. Mike.
Yeah, these are old people. I couldn't help it. They run me out of there. I hadn't.
Well, he's got to be doing something right. He came back. He's still there. He's still with West Point.
So do you
there
have?
go.
So do you have 24s that you're trying to get rid of, or 25s coming in now?
So the 25s will roughly be in around April to June time.
Okay.
We're hoping earlier, but that is kind of the time frame that we are looking at right now.
Gotcha.
But we do have 24s on the lot.
Yep.
So we're trying to move them, and just they have a great selection for sure.
Yeah.
So
West Point, Lincoln. Now, is it that in both locations? They got 50 Navigators in both locations?
So that is just on our Kirkwood location at the moment. I don't know personally how many are at the Sugar Land location.
Here's the phone. You want to call them?
I
I'm
don't.
just teasing. No, that's okay. Now, what about the other models?
The other models, we do have a good amount of Corsairs. We do have a lot of Nautilus coming in daily, and we're just pumping them out.
Okay. Besides the $100,000 Navigator,
Yes, sir.
besides that,
Mhm.
what is your favorite one?
Honestly, the Aviator.
And where does that fit in the lineup?
That
is
is
that
our-
second from the bottom?
Yeah. So second from the top.
Top.
Yes. It's a mid-size thorough SUV.
Well, wait a minute. So you got 4 vehicles.
Yes.
So under that, so it would be the middle one.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. And why is it your favorite?
Honestly, because it's rear-wheel drive. I love rear-wheel drive vehicles and all-wheel drive capability. That thing is just fun to drive. 400 horsepower.
Really?
Twin-turbo V6. Yes.
Is it the twin turbo V6?
Yes. 3-liter twin-turbo V6.
That's a lot, 400 horsepower. Definitely.
Yeah, out of that little V6.
Definitely.
Hey, Mr. Mars,
Yes, sir.
if you'd look down here, there's somebody that's been trying to get a hold of you. And we're gonna get him a pull string so he can get his attention, I guess.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, it's always something.
Always something.
All right, well, Jeff Nicholson,
Thank you, sir.
Jack's son, West Point, Lincoln.
How's he doing, by the way?
It's doing good.
Good.
Is he good?
Yeah.
We're glad to hear
Very
that.
good.
Hey, man, thanks for putting up with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for the information.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. And we're going to send all of our viewers that are out here today,
To
they're
see
going
you.
to
Thank
come
you.
see you.
Perfect. Yeah,
Forget everybody else in your display. They're coming to see you.
definitely.
You're going to have a gang of people around you.
How many folks do you have there?
We have, right now, we have about 4 people. There are more coming.
Gotcha.
So we're going to
Relief.
make sure that we have everybody
Do you
here.
need some pins to sign the autographs?
No, not yet. We have a bunch of custom Lincoln pins that one of our salesmen did create.
Okay.
So,
Do I get one of those?
Yeah,
Definitely.
bring some
I-
down.
All right, yeah.
We'll use them in the studio. How's that?
oh, definitely.
That's it. Hey, just ahead, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I'll have this week's Auto News headlines coming up on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Back in a flash.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was trying to play a commercial here, but I don't think that you had turned up the commercial here, so for us, everybody to hear. You ready? I know that you are.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Loopy Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Loopy Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Loopy Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Loopy Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Loopy experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Loopy beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla, he's pretty good. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the In Wheel Time and Odyssey radio apps. Download them to your phone when you get a minute. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And podcasts of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show can be had everywhere, including Sirius XM. All right, time now for the racing calendar.
You
Can
bet.
you do that?
Yep.
Jeff has that.
And who
Sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
I'm going to run through this. I do have a couple of complaints, but we got coming up March, NHRA, March 6th. They're going to be at the Gator Nationals in Gainesville Raceway. NASCAR starting tomorrow at the Clash of Bowman. I saw a little special on that.
I did. That's such a historic racetrack.
I saw like an hour special on that actually just the other day. So it's going to be interesting. But NASCAR, they're going to go on the streaming side. So it's not going to be an NBC thing constantly through the season. They're going to have to buy a subscription to get on some streamer to do that. That's one complaint.
No.
The other complaint I have is last week was IMSA. IMSA racing was last week, and it was the 24-hour of Daytona. And it was all advertised. NBC's going to have the final 6 hours. It wasn't. It was a soccer game. You had to get on streaming. So IMSA, I'm not happy with you. All right. Then we've got Soapbox Derby, Don. North Florida Soapbox Derby practice, February 8th. This next week is coming up, so get your soap, get your box, and get on out there. And then, of course, the demolition derbies are starting again this spring.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. So that's all the
You
racing.
ever been to a demolition derby, David? You haven't? Huh?
Coming up.
They're so much fun.
Yep. It's actually soon. A couple more weeks, we've got another one coming up. So,
Good. Love demolition derbies.
So NASCAR and IMSA and all you racing folks, get off the platforms, get off the streaming, go back to regular TV.
Listen, I don't mind streaming.
I don't either.
I don't mind that. But put it on something that I don't have to pay extra for. Because I'm not doing it.
No.
Matter of fact, I am a huge NHRA fan. Mm-hmm. If it's not on something that I can get like on Roku or the regular broadcast, I'm not going on it. I'm not doing it. I'm cutting stuff. All right, Mr. Mars.
All right.
This week in auto history, besides me.
Yeah, buddy. So this week in auto history, back in 1917, and I did not know this, Ford begins production. Well, then you probably drove one of these. They began building the Fordson tractor. Now, I bring it up because this was one of the first affordable tractors.
Did you call it Fordson?
Fordson, Fordson.
Fordson tractor, okay.
Introduced in 1917. It really changed the way that farmers could do because it actually ended up replacing the horse-pulled plow. Had a 20 horsepower, 4-cylinder engine. It was lightweight, all metal, including the wheels. And it was actually produced in the United States, the UK, and in Ireland up until 1964. And it really changed things as far as agriculture and industrial machinery goes. Now, also this week in 1930, Cadillac introduced the V16 engine. Now, this was one of the first V16 engines produced. It was a 7.4 liter, that's 452 cubic inch engine with 165 horsepower. It was really had a lot of accolades for how well it ran, how smooth it ran, and for the refinement. So it was coming up into the Depression, so it kind of limited sales. Didn't take it, and they didn't build it real long.
I tried to mount one of those on my lawnmower one time. It just didn't quite fit.
No, I can see that.
But by the way, Mr. Mars, I just
maybe,
want you to know that the video stream has stopped working, so this is just an audio thing.
And I've been working on that, and I have a message for Jeff as soon as I get through with my
And what is it?
segment
Is it a
here.
hand signal? Because I know what that hand signal is. Here it is right here.
Yeah. So, but what you could do, Don, go back to your lawnmower, maybe get the 431 cubic inch V16 that came out in 1938. That might fit a little bit better. So, also this week in 1955, General Motors introduced the legendary small block Chevrolet.
265.
265, that's correct. Had up to 180 horsepower. And really what makes this significant, because for the 55, 56, 57, I mean, those were some classics that Chevrolet built. With the small block, they made the engines bigger, and it really changed, particularly hot rodding and the way that we look at things like that. Also, this week in 1958, the first Toyotas were sold in the United States. Now, they came into the market with the Toyopet Crown. I think that's how you say it.
Let me see that.
Toyopet.
Let me see that. Where? Toyopet. Toyopet Crown.
This was the
that's close enough.
It was the precursor to a Chia Pet.
A Chia Pet.
That came much later. That was the second generation.
This was the Japanese version of the Chia Pet.
Right.
This is the Toyopet.
Okay.
So this model was the Crown. It had a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. It had 60 horsepower. And it was very durable, but it was kind of sluggish because of the weight of the vehicle. Now, they only sold 287 units before they stopped selling this vehicle in 1961. But then they came back in 1965 with the Toyota Corona. Not Corolla, the Corona.
The Corona, that was a cigar.
It was a beer.
Or a beer. So, anyway, they felt this was better suited for American roads, and that began Toyota's long-term I mean, they've become
Is this
really
a
major.
long? Is this a long feature that you're going to do today?
I can make it long.
I
know. Well, you're doing that already.
So that's this week in automotive history.
Thank God. Get back to trying to get our video stream back up, would you?
I'm working on it.
All right. I got some stories. We're making news headlines this week. Tesla will finally launch a long-promised commercial robo-taxi service in June. Guess where? Austin, Texas, man. That's going to expand the ride-hailing network across the U.S. and globally, according to CEO Elon Musk. He told the investors that on January 29th. He says, the proof is in the pudding. Musk said on Tesla's fourth quarter earnings call, so we're going to be launching unsupervised full self-driving as a paid service in Austin in June. Good luck. In its financial report, Tesla said fourth quarter profits fell, but revenue rose slightly. Musk, who acknowledged broken past promises, said Tesla vehicles are already operating autonomously at its Fremont, California factory, driving themselves off the assembly line to designated parking spots in a holding lot. Hell, I think that we could do that, couldn't we?
Yep.
Why is this all hanging down there?
I
Could you
don't
fix
know.
that?
Yeah.
Tesla's full-service driving software is classified as an advanced driver assistance feature that requires a human supervisor for safety. Okay? For those that are in the market to buy a new car, the Federal Reserve on January 29th announced no changes to the central bank's benchmark interest rate policy after its first Federal Open Market Committee meeting of 2025. The federal funds rate target will remain at 4.25 to 4.5%, where it has stood since a quarter-point cut in December. Federal Open Market Committee said January 29th. Investors expected the Fed to leave its benchmark rate alone this month as U.S. inflation had remained higher than the central bank's goal of 2%. So they ain't going to change anytime soon. If it does, it'll be a quarter of a point.
Yeah.
So get out there and buy.
Bye-bye.
Wait a minute. Isn't
Is that a Taylor Swift song?
No, that's a boy band.
NSYNC?
Is it NSYNC?
Something like that.
Bye.
You would know a boy band.
Yeah, I would, because I used to be in one. Actually, I'm in one now.
He is.
I heard that rumor.
He's actually the boy in the boy band. And I said that out loud.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He said it, and I couldn't help myself, but I had to chuckle at that. We've got a lot more coming up. This is a 3-hour extravaganza that we're doing here.
So is the SS Minnow.
Yeah, that's right. That was a 3-hour tour.
Yeah, and there's a Boative show, and we could sink at any minute.
That's true. We could.
We're treading water right now.
Right, we are. Matter of fact, I've got recalls, and I'm going to give you the recalls at the top of the next hour because I think they're important, and if I don't do them, I'll forget and won't do them at all.
Yep.
And there's some important ones on here, including Ram 1500s, 2016 to 2019. But we'll give you all of that coming up. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email anytime. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We are back after this.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call, and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, Your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. 1 ticket, 2 shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.